right now?
All right.
Hey man, what's happening, everybody? This is the Rap and Wrestling Podcast put on by Urban Combat Wrestling. I am Spaceman Jones, in with my main man as always.
Move to BTSG. You already know.
Already know. Hey man, shout out to Alan Brody, man. He putting the kiddies to bed. He said he gonna hop on the call as soon as he's able to. But we in here tonight, man. We got a tag team, Wasted Youth, who we have been watching on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood for a while, man. We got Shaggy, McLovin, and let me see if I'm saying this right. Adriel, Noctis.
It's Adriel, Noctis. Yeah.
Okay.
Adriel, Noctis.
I'm sure you guys can probably learn it better than my trainer can. He just calls me Adderall. No, it's terrible.
Everybody's got their own name
pretty
for
decent
him.
trainer if he give you a good name like that. All right, man. Getting right into it, man. We like to let you guys go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience who they may or may not know you. Name, how long you been in the business, the particulars, whatnot, and y'all can choose among yourself like tag teams always do. Who's gonna go first?
Who goes first? Right.
Let's give it to Shags.
Okay, he taking the heat. You coming in with the hot tag later.
Dang. All right, so I started my training in wrestling in my front yard, actually, in about 2016, the beginning of 2016. So I was maybe 17, about to turn 18, and then I made my debut later on that year, September 4th, and then I've been wrestling ever since then. Made my start here in Vegas at Big Valley Wrestling, and then finally moved over to Future Stars of Wrestling, started training with them, and as soon as I got there, I just started getting, going out, branching out, California, Arizona, Utah, and then just ever since then, you can't stop us. I mean, till the pandemic started.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, Mr. Noctis, how long you been in the business? Where you from, man?
All right. So I come from a weird niche. I'm like a weird Pacific Northwest kid, but not real Pacific Northwest. I'm from Nampa, Idaho. I started wrestling out there. I debuted in 2017, started training in 2016. Grew up knowing I wanted to do it. Always a weird theater kid. By the way, my real name, not Adriel, it's Adderall. It's on my birth certificate. I wrestled out there in the middle of bumfuck nowhere for about a year, and decided I was not getting what I needed out of it. So I moved to Las Vegas almost 2 years ago. And began training with Future Stars of Wrestling. Shaggy was actually one of the very first people I ever hit up from Las Vegas. I think I asked him what the cost of living was out there, and he's like, I don't know. And I was like, word. And so I moved.
No hope at all.
And ever since then, it was magic. We fought each other probably 10 times, and then ended up tag teaming. Not by choice, but eventually it became the favor. It became in our favor. My bad. I don't know how to talk. Too much Adderall.
So we
now
are
here I
current
am.
theme tonight.
Yeah. I wasn't born until 2015.
Damn. Biggest 5-year-old I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't know what they're putting
the
in
buffest
the food in
one
Idaho.
too.
Something in the water.
Maybe
Anyway.
Adderall.
I've heard that about Idaho.
Idaho's a weird
sure.
state. It's a weird state. The funniest thing though is I only met Adriel one time before he had contacted me about what it's like to live in Vegas and the cost of living and everything. And I honestly didn't remember meeting him that much. We were on the same show, and it was for Big Valley Wrestling. It was this big, weird battle royal show where it's just all weapons involved. Just a weird battle royal that shouldn't have happened.
Like a bunkhouse stampede from back in the day.
Kind of, yeah. They called it Battle for Las Vegas. And it was like, it's a cool idea, but when you don't have a lot of decent people involved, it can get real scary and real ugly. Thankfully, that's the only time I've ever been involved in it, and it went well. And met Adriel. He hid under the ring for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was not one of the decent people at all. I was the worst motherfucker in that match.
But, nobody got hurt that day. So it's all good.
Good, man. That's a good show when nobody gets hurt and everybody go home. And hopefully y'all got a little bit of bread, at the end of the night. So
absolutely not.
Oh no, he was on a bad weekend.
Met me at my worst.
All right, man. So
you can only go up from there.
Yeah, you can only go up from there, man. So
everyone keeps saying that.
Yeah, man. Obviously, man, you're here. You're on this podcast.
No kidding. Thank you guys so much for having me.
You look healthy, so you got a little bit better from that point right there. All right, we like to ask another question to the guys, man. We like to get the bullshit out the way. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and give me your top 5 living or dead wrestlers.
All right, Adriel, we'll let you take this one first.
I didn't hear the last word. It was top 5, and I'm just like top 5 favorite.
Top 5 wrestlers.
Oh, top 5 wrestlers. Oh God. Yeah, number 5, Boogeyman. Number 4, Boogeyman.
Okay.
Number 1 better be that Matt kid.
Number 3, Jeff Hardy. Number 2.
You look like a little bit like.
Shit. I don't even know what number 2 is. Let's go with Boogeyman again. Number 1. Oh fuck. Why didn't I put myself? Let's go with Undertaker. Undertaker's a good one. That's number 1. All right.
Okay. I'm just.
So what about Boogeyman makes him? What about Boogeyman makes him a multiple contender in your top 5?
Because I'm coming to get you.
Okay.
The best.
Are we being trolled, bro? Like,
I mean, he must love the Boogeyman pop. It's the Boogeyman pop.
When he's Boogeyman pop.
Yeah.
You guys remember that match though? Fucking, it was Hornswoggle versus Mini Boogeyman. They were both like 4 feet tall, and it was the best.
It was great. Well, I mean, seeing as you did preface by saying you're a weird theater kid, I can see how the character of Boogeyman would draw, the attention of someone who enjoys that kind of work. And we'll get into that a little bit later, when it comes to more into working / character work, in-ring work and things like that. But what about you, buddy? What's your top 5?
Before I get into my top 5, I just want to say, Adriel, I'm mad that Matt DeMorris guy wasn't your top 1 on your list, or didn't even make the list at all.
He's number 0. He's number 0.
He's number 0. Something got to come.
He's always
one.
He always told me.
Man, this is a wise guy. He said 0, man. That's one of my favorite numbers. Is number 0.
Dude, Matt DeMorris wrestled a pair of jeans.
Wow.
It doesn't get better.
You put over a pair of jeans. Ain't nothing better than that.
My dream match.
So
it would be a ham sandwich with maybe.
Yeah.
How to wrestle ham
sandwich. A pair of jeans.
Ham sandwich.
For me, I feel my number 5 would be. I'll put Edge number 5. Edge. Number 4 would be Dolph Ziggler. Number 3 would be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And then I'll give 2 to The Undertaker, and then 1 would be RVD.
RVD, okay.
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that in the way you work and in your character. You get a little bit some of that cool shit from RVD. Mook, you got some stuff for these guys, man? I've been talking a whole lot. Let me shut the fuck up and
I
let
mean,
you.
you know,
You know?
because Spaceman put me on to you, honestly, I had no idea. I usually kind of stay more focused on this side, on I guess it would be considered the East Coast of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the East Coast. Y'all out in the West Coast, have y'all ever been over here? And what are the differences if you have?
I've been out there, but not ever for wrestling.
Y'all
Um,
will. You guys will.
yeah,
With y'all.
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yes. Gonna
So I
find
have a bunch of family. I have a bunch of
Okay,
family
that's
like in North Carolina, and then like my dad, he's from Pittsburgh, and I've been down to like the Miami area and visiting family and whatnot. But I've never wrestled out there. Looking to wrestle a lot of everywhere here soon. As
right.
soon as we can get back to that.
Yeah, man.
Right.
I'm missing it bad.
So what for some people who don't know who you guys are, what are some things about your tag team that set you apart? What makes you different? What is something that that people are going to be expecting to see whenever they come and see you, man?
Ooh, if there are any moms in the audience, I'm always looking for my mom. Shaggy and I have been on a quest to find my mom for like the past 6 months. Also, I knee people in the head really hard. Shout out Eddie Pearl.
Oh, 4 minutes deep.
Yes,
I
sir.
them guys, man, out of the Portland area, man. Great tag team, great young tag
Yeah,
team.
man. Yeah, man.
I don't know about young, but they are great. they,
Oh yeah.
That's
they're both like 30.
young, bro. I'm older than dirt. Look at my gray beard. That's fucking young.
I mean,
When you say somebody's 30, I'm like, he's a baby. Look at that cute little baby.
Yeah.
Beautiful
It's all
little
right.
Shaggy.
It's all right.
I feel like the one thing that we bring to the ring that a lot of other teams don't expect or don't ever like do the same of is a lot of misdirection and a lot of you'll think Adriel's gonna hit you, but then you get hit from a completely different direction, up, down, left, right, anywhere else from me. We got a lot of that, and it's just I feel like our team was created so much on us just trying to make something worth a while. Like when we got started at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, we just got brought in as two guys that just it was basically a favor. We drove somebody out there, and then the first time we wrestled each other in a dark match, and then we kept coming out, so they kept putting us on the show, but it was always just like, here, help us out with this, here, help us out with this, and they started putting us in like tag team matches. So we saw it as the opportunity is like, look, if they're just gonna put us here and we're gonna keep doing tag matches, why not make them need us? Why not make them like not have an option but to use us and to do something with us? So as soon as that happened, we just started coming up with anything and everything we can do to like look different from the guys like Fidel and Pinks and like the Rock Nest Monsters, Double
Yeah.
Platinum, all of them, and we try to wrestle differently than all of them.
Yeah. You guys have a really, really physical style. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have some extreme physicality. Coming from watching y'all's matches, like you would think that y'all would be different style, but it's a lot of strikes, and y'all like you said before, y'all use that misdirection, and I think that it catches people off guard because they expect y'all to be doing planches and jumping off the top rope, and even though y'all can do that shit, it's not the main core of y'all style. I think it sets y'all apart, like y'all physicality, like y'all wrestle like you weigh 270. You know what I'm saying?
And in our heads, we do, because like when you hit hard and you always bring that like hard hitting style and you always bring those like hard hitting strikes, people don't expect it from guys our size. Like we're both like
Right.
180, but when people look at you like, oh, they're like not even as big as me. They're not expecting to get punched in the face and not realize what's going on. So why not use that to our advantage?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if anybody knows, I agree about that because me, me being a small guy, I mean, a lot of people automatically would assume that I'm jumping off the top rope and, doing a lot of, high flying and everything else like that. And you can think and wait for that high flying if you want to. I guarantee you'll get kicked in the face first. That's just what's going to happen.
For a lack of a better term, I call it a crackhead strong style, where you got these little skinny kids running around and throwing swings on you. It's like you're standing outside in front of 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
That's the next Wasted Youth T-shirt right there. I'm saying it right now. Next Wasted Youth T-shirt.
Branding opportunity.
Exactly.
There you go.
Man, I got a guy who can draw it, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. So I mentioned earlier about we just finished talking about the in-ring work style, and this is a perfect way to kind of take a U-turn, segue it back into that working style versus character work. Do you feel like your character or your gimmick per se is more closely related to who you really are, or is it more channeling that theater kid from back then, or what sets that apart from who you are in real life, if there is a separation?
Oh God, I don't think there's much of a separation, and I feel like that is in the worst way possible, best way possible. All my life, I've kind of just been a sporadic jerk. Where I cut a promo like probably 6 months ago, where like I like to do a lot of things in public. I act out in public. You can't go out with me. I'm an asshole. So
sounds like me on LSD in public.
Exactly. I don't even need any of that. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's the Idaho coming out. But we went to a McDonald's drive-thru. I was with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Hey, record this." And she's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Hey, record this." And so I had a show coming up. The show ended up getting canceled, so I ended up screaming at this poor bastard for nothing. But I cut a whole promo on the employee in the McDonald's drive-thru, and it's probably one of the more awkward interactions of my life. But you follow me around in public, every single interaction is probably going to be just like that. But then you ask me what I want to eat, and I don't know what to say at all. So, yeah, sometimes I forget my own name, too.
To continue on that situation, probably a month into me like knowing him when he moved out to Vegas, we all went out to eat after some Impact tapings to a Denny's. And I think it was an Impact taping, I'm not sure. But we were at the Denny's, and we were coming in, somebody was leaving. Adriel had this joke telling everybody he's not gay. And he said it to the individual leaving, and the dude got so upset by the fact that Adriel told him he wasn't gay that he was trying to fight Adriel and like was trying to like pull him outside. Like he wanted to fight Adriel over such a simple thing. So this is like
So you don't have, so I mean, it sounds like you don't have any issues with getting heat from the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right there. Like that's instant heat. You got a gold mine right there with you. You a gold mine, brother.
Something like that. Gold, silver, bronze, copper.
It's something, but it works.
I mean, I'm conducting an interview, and I hardly like you. So that I can,
that's fine. I hardly like me either.
I'm like, who is this guy? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding, buddy. No, that's awesome. That's cool, man. I think that's great that me personally, just in my experience, whenever who you are in the ring is not far from who you are really in real life, it helps connect you to the angles. It helps connect you to the people in any way you're trying to. If you know that you have, that sharp tongue, that wit, for lack of a better term, if you know that you are default a jerk, then use that to your advantage, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect business where you can use that and it be that something that you can capitalize off of. You know what I'm saying? Because there are too many nice guys pretending to be jerks that can't really, you know what I'm saying, back that shit up and don't really know what to do when they're not in front of the camera. And so that makes the business even look worse. You know what I'm saying? So I I commend you for holding on to your truth, bro, and being you unapologetically, as much as a dick you are.
Keep getting that good heat. I think you said something pretty important, Mook, when you said there's a lot of nice guys pretending they don't know what to do, and then like they get that heat that ain't real good. It's that go away heat. We don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You fucking suck. We hate watching you. And you think that it's like, you know, they booing, but really they just want you to go away.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that.
It's not any heat that draw money. It's not the heat that draw money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that's pretending. And I guess that's why the business went from having like real clearly defined bad guys and good guys to go to a more gray area, because people are uncomfortable with people not liking them. And that's like the whole point of being a heel. It's like you gotta be very, very comfortable. It's gotta be your desire. I remember New Jack and them said this. New Jack said, man, if they wasn't calling me a nigga, I wasn't doing my job. I had to hear that to know that I was getting it. It was Tennessee in 1995.
Right.
What else the fuck is they gonna call you? You know what I'm saying? That was that everything. You dig what I'm saying? So
it's Tennessee in 2020. They still calling people.
Fuck.
No.
You could take 10 steps forward, and then here comes New Jack, and then it's like 20 steps the other way. You just fall down the fucking stairs.
Shout out. Another thing that we like to really ask guys is about, you know, the bullshit in the business. You know, what's one of the things about indie wrestling that really gets on your fucking nerves?
Ooh, posers.
Egos.
Yeah, posers and manipulators.
That one too.
It's
just people
huge.
People who think like they have a huge ego and they want everybody to stroke it, so they're gonna do anything that they can, whether it be fucking over like other people in the business, just so that way they can have some random fucking guy from down the street liking them.
Right. It all comes back to like the very common answer you get, where it's just politics. People do literally fucking anything to get over, you know, whether that be, okay, we have rookies coming through, and I understand that, like, you know, newbies, green guys, they got to get, you know, broken down somehow, but that shouldn't be by, you know, making them spend money on you, and you think that, you know, you're doing them a favor in the long. It's not how it works. Man, there's a lot of that. I won't go too much into the specifics of it, but there's a lot of that around here. A lot of people claiming that they're shit that they're not. So, and you see through it very quickly too.
Hold your tongue, Spaceman. Hold your tongue. Yeah, man. Preach, brother. Preach, man. That's all I can say, man. Yeah. Because I mean, ultimately, you know. So, but let me ask you about this. You guys have been in the business for, you said, since 2016, is that right? Just about.
Yeah.
So 4 years going on. You know, you're working on your 5 years. So, you know, you mentioned politics. As an independent wrestler, how do you navigate that space of politics with, you know, balancing loyalty, balancing opportunity as it comes with loyalty? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure, you know, within the space, you know, you have promoters that really rely on you, and then you have opportunities that will really help you personally. So where do you lie in that space? How have you managed to navigate that when that happens?
With a situation like that, you just gotta be able to talk and communicate with the promoters who you mainly wrestle for. And like I wrestle for a company, well, we both do, called Versus Pro Wrestling out here. My man Wes Logan runs it, and he has always been upfront and honest with us. He said, if you get another opportunity that's better than what we got going on here, I don't care if, like, at the time when he told me this, I was the level up champion. So he said, I don't care if, you know, you hold the title at the time. If you got a bigger opportunity, take it. And that just comes with me and him constantly being, like, communicating with each other. And it goes the same way with Joe DeFalco at FSW. I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey, if you don't have anything for me at this show, I have somebody that has something for me in California or in Arizona. So constantly just being communicated with them, is really what it takes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good to keep that portion of loyalty and love towards the companies that keep you around. But at the same time, you started this shit for yourself, so you got to keep this shit to yourself. And I think it's okay to be a little bit selfish in that regard. It's the only way you get anywhere, being a little bit selfish. You know?
Yeah, man, for sure. Man.
No, perfect.
Couldn't agree more with what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Like I've never been a guy who was a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? When I got into the business, I did behind the scenes stuff, production stuff, and I did some on camera stuff, commentary and interview work and whatnot. But really it was just behind the scenes, learning how to book, learning how to run a show, learning how to do this, learning how to do that. So my perspective is a lot different from guys who are coming into business to work to try to reach the pinnacle. I see it as a long game for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's going to be said about you in 20 years. That's what I'm aiming for, actually. And I don't mind for guys, like from the promoter side, I don't mind for guys who are communicating with me and they take other opportunities, which may not be even as big as, but it might be good for you personally. If we're talking and you letting me know, the communication is really, really big, because we can work around people not being at the show. We can work around angles. We can work around anything that comes up. We can't work around like we can't work around disrespect. We can't work around dishonesty. We can't work around being too slick for a can of oil. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can't work around.
Yes, sir.
Ultimately, it just boils down to, we just trying to, in the wrestling business today, it means a lot to be a real man. You know what I'm saying? And not even like man, but just like an adult, like a real human being. You know what I'm saying? Handle issues accordingly. You don't have to be underhanded. You don't have to be sneaky, and you don't have to be tyrannical or controlling. You know what I'm saying? That it's just simple. It's simple and easy. But so you haven't been in the wrestling business, that long. Do you guys feel like you guys are, well, so I haven't wrestled on the West Coast yet, so and I'm only assuming that it's the same. Do you guys have that tradition that you have to shake everybody's hand in the locker room whenever you get there? Is that thing there?
Kinda.
Did you see that? Did you
Yeah,
see that?
I don't like it. You don't like it.
Who the fuck cares, man? If I
Okay.
shake your hand and I tell you hello, and that's the only fucking thing I say to you the entire time until I tell you goodbye,
It was
like,
no
what's the point of you
respect.
doing that every single time? You know?
It's
What's
a
the
big
difference between
thing.
me making physical contact with you and just be like, hey, howdy, and we'll fucking walk away? It's something. Yeah,
I can
it
feel
exists, but it doesn't exist.
Okay. We predominantly run in Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia. Completely different. It's very, very traditional. But at Urban Combat Wrestling, we are very not traditional. We don't stand for the traditions in the business that are put there to put people down. Like a lot of people, and I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna get some heat from this. A lot of motherfuckers want kayfabe to come back so that they can run game on people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they love that shit because they con men and carnies at heart. That's why they do the shit that they do. The manipulators and the people that you're talking about, like the old timers that want you to spend all of this money and all of this dumb shit. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand when I hear the stories of, well, I had to carry such and such as bags and I couldn't sit in this seat because I don't understand that shit. Because I come from a place where I respect a man as a man. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in some of the most dangerous places on the planet. And all that mattered was respect. Now we get to a locker room where it's a bunch of guys and we are having worked competition matches. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's no room for tough guy shit. If you want to be tough, you'll go to boxing, you'll go to MMA, you'll go fight Shaolin Kung Fu, or do some of that other shit. This is not the place for toughness. You know what I'm saying? We're working together to put on art. I see professional wrestling as an art form.
Yes, sir.
We are connecting directly to and the only shit that works is the shit that's true because it connects emotionally. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? That's the whole basis of the business. We manipulate people's emotions so that they will believe the story, so that they will buy the tickets, and so we can keep telling the stories. You know, but I don't think that a lot of the hazing, that shit, it's no room for that.
Exactly.
Old timer, young, a lot of that shit is like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's juvenile, it's asinine, and it holds the business back because you end up running away all of the good young talent like that, or fucking them up mentally.
Right. And it's been proven like time and time again, the only way to like make something grow, you got to work together to grow together. That's just for anything. It's for fucking anything. So the fact that some people don't think they need to work together and they want to use you to their advantage, that's not how shit works. In the long run, it's gonna come around and fucking bite you.
Every single time, man. All right, man. At Urban Combat Wrestling, man, we fuse rap and wrestling. You know what I'm saying? That is a major part of our show. We have rap performances in the ring at every show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna segue over into the music lane a little bit, man. You guys are of a certain age. You both are young guys in your early 20s. I'm sure that hip hop has been in your playlist your whole life. It ain't been a time where you didn't have hip hop in your life. So for real, I mean, they the same age. How old are you guys? 22?
I'm 21.
21?
Yeah.
Dang, well, younger than my son.
Fuck.
But
yeah.
But yeah, man. So I am. That's what I started off doing, man. I've been a hip hop artist for a very long time and segued into the wrestling business. We have been putting on shows and music forever. And just took my talents and moved them into the wrestling business. And I love hip hop, so that's why we have it at all the shows, man. So what is in y'all's playlist, man? And what are some of y'all's influences and how y'all feel about hip hop?
I've always loved hip hop. It's always been like my pride, like the most that I listen to. Excuse me. I'm not like super diverse in it because I don't listen to music that much. I'm more like the only time I'm listening to music nowadays is when I'm at the gym or like if we're just chilling like with a couple of friends like at a party or anything like that. But like growing up, I'd always listen to hip hop. Mainly from a teenager till now, I've listened to a lot of Hopsin and guys like that. My brother put me onto a dude who's pretty good named Dax.
Oh yeah, I know Dax.
Yeah, so I listen to like some of that type of stuff, but I'm not, there's a lot of new people, a lot of new rappers today that I've never heard of, but like I'll like one song, but then I'll hear another song, I'm just like, I don't know, like I don't know about this one, but that one song is good. So it's a lot of that for me. Like I'll like one of the artist's songs, but not a lot of their other songs.
Oh yeah, and I can definitely see listening to Hopsin at the gym because that nigga is angry.
But I ain't on Hopsin or none of that.
What's up?
I ain't on Hopsin. Not a fan.
You don't know?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. He's one of the members of the Legion of Corn. Guys.
Well, hey, look, man. That man is super lyrical, and I think he's got a story to tell. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? So,
I liked Mind of Hopsin Volume 5, and that's the only song I ever liked of his ever in life.
I liked him as a kid, but like it was just like everyone has like the angsty music phase in their life, and like for me, that's probably it. Even though I'm still kind of fucking like that sometimes. But nowadays I'm into like more like Memphis style, like funk. I'm into a lot of I don't know if you heard of like Doom Shop 6 Set, like that kind of group. They have like Lil Kane, fucking Freddie Dredd. They're like indie guys these days, but trying to think of bigger names.
You about to put me on, cuz I'm gonna have to look them up.
I have to link you, man. They're fucking talented as fuck. And then there's like Lil Ugly Mane. I don't know if you ever listened to him.
Yeah, I know about Lil Ugly Mane.
Dude,
man.
Forever. Fucking love that guy. But just shit like that, and then I listen to like a lot of garbage, like
Bro.
emo trap.
Bro,
now.
what are the
So-
kids listening to these days? What
Dude.
the fuck are you doing?
I'll listen to TV static in a
Well,
car
as
and
my
be
son
entertained, all
always
right?
is,
That's what it is.
I mean, you know, we got.
Oh, bro, you are fucking hilarious. This
Yeah.
is
Why
great.
is there TV static in my car? I don't fucking know. It should be radio static, but too much Adderall, I guess.
Yo, so if for the folks who are listening, tell them where they can find you, man. Where can they find you? Internet,
Find matches and follow y'all
matches.
social
Yeah.
media. and
Don't
all
give
that.
them your address. Don't.
I look at.
Oh,
I
man.
felt like he was about to. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's why I had to
Maybe.
clarify. I was like, to find me? Well,
Like,
Can I
you
give
can
my
find me at
social
the
security?
gym
Kind of personal
sometimes.
question.
Okay.
Shaggy first.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. My Facebook's facebook.com/Shaggy McLovin1. Instagram, Twitter, and what else? Yeah, I think just Instagram and Twitter is just Shaggy_McLovin
All right.
for that. And then YouTube too, Shaggy McLovin on YouTube. You can find a
Yo,
whole bunch of matches.
Shaggy, you have a mean ass TikTok, and you're not gonna say anything.
Oh no, I'm not, because TikTok, that's just some bullshit.
What?
yo,
I just be posting
plug
the
that
stupid
TikTok, cuz plug it.
TikTok. Just look up Shaggy McLovin
All
on
the young
TikTok.
kids watching you, man, and all the moms with the young kids.
I'll
Okay.
give it to young kids.
Yeah.
Even me and the family did a TikTok for Thanksgiving. I was like, okay,
Yeah?
I need to get on this TikTok.
I'm scared. Was that
You
the
can
last
find
one?
me on Shaggy McLovin's TikTok. You actually can't, but I think that needs the
No,
plug.
You are. He is on there. I gave him
Um.
flowers on there.
Oh yeah, I am on there
Valentine.
once. I'm on
Oh,
there one time. I'm on Instagram mainly at Adriel Noctis. Twitter also at Adriel Noctis. Barely use that though. Facebook, my name on there is, you guessed it, Adriel Noctis.
Yep.
I have a YouTube with like 3 matches on it. You could check that out at Adriel Noctis.
One of our best matches we've had, triple threat with Cutthroat Cody in a no ring bar fight. That was a fun one.
Oh yeah, if you see
That's
that
interesting.
staple Shaggy in the chest, it's pretty cool.
A $5 bill to the chest.
Whoa. We appreciate you guys for coming on, man. And as soon as this quarantine is lifted and we can fly you guys out, man, we're gonna have y'all out most
Oh
definitely
yeah.
at Urban
Yeah,
Combat
man.
Wrestling, man. Love y'all style, man, and we need to get some more West Coast up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the guys at West Coast, man. That we know, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. And thank you for coming on. This is the Rap and Wrestling podcast put on by Urban Combat Wrestling. I'm Spaceman Jones, along with
And I'm moved to BTSG. You already know.
King Alan Brody, who's still putting them babies to bed. We out of here, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Take care.
Thank y'all. Stay safe.
For sure, man.